Meteorologist Damon Madsen joining us with the latest check on the forecast. And Damon, my goodness, I know you were scolding me earlier when I said, oh my goodness, it's September and the heat is terrible, but you said it's early September, so maybe as time goes on, we're going to catch a break.
Yeah, right. I mean, hey, early September, still technically summer, unfortunately. Yes, we flipped the calendar over, but we still have a couple of weeks till fall begins. But hey, I'm right there with you, Mark. I'm shaking my head at this point, at this heat. I'm over it. I'm sure a lot of you folks out there might be as well. Let's check it out. Definitely a hazy look across the D.C. metro, as we do have that mainly clear sky and all of that sunshine helping to amplify the heat even more. And there it is over Hagerstown. Not as much haze, but nonetheless, there is a very sunny look to everything out there. And as long as this pattern continues, we don't have much of a change, which means the heat is not going anywhere. Check it out. Current temperatures as we are now just approaching the 12:15 time frame. It is already in the 90s out there across almost all of northern Virginia, Winchester, and Woodstock. The only exceptions, most of southern and central Maryland and the D.C. metro right there in those lower 90s. So yes, we are already well on our way to potentially breaking more records out there today. And with that little bit of humidity we have in place, the feels like temperature, that heat index is a few degrees above the actual air temperature. It's feeling already like it's in the middle to upper 90s across the board, and we're likely to see heat index values getting into the triple digits later this afternoon. So like I mentioned, record temperatures expected here today. Once again, with those afternoon highs reaching the upper 90s, a few locations could hit 100 degrees, and then a few more locations, including the D.C. metro, could hit that century mark tomorrow as we see the peak of this heat wave roll in. Now, Thursday is still going to be hot as well, but storms start to roll in along and approaching cold front Thursday afternoon. That will cap off just how hot we do get on Thursday, and then with more rain on the way heading into Friday and the upcoming weekend, those temperatures continue to drop down ever so slightly. We should be reaching back into the middle 80s by Saturday and Sunday, and that will feel amazing after this heat we are dealing with, especially today and tomorrow. Here we are approaching the 4 to 5 o'clock hour. It is likely around 3 to 4 o'clock we see those peak temperatures for a very brief moment up into the 98, 99, 100 degree range. But yeah, still by 5 to 6 o'clock, most of us are going to be in the middle 90s. And again, the reason this heat is going to wear on us as we go throughout the next few days, look at the current temperature at 9 p.m. We're expecting still the upper 80s in D.C. Surrounding areas, likely still in the lower 80s as well, with those overnight low temperatures barely dropping back into the lower and middle 70s. And then we do it all over again tomorrow, as we are expecting those peak temperatures to definitely hit the upper 90s. But there is a very good possibility we see some triple-digit temperatures out there on your Wednesday afternoon. So there is just not going to be much of a break. And like I said earlier, too, we have some humidity out there. It could be a lot worse than what we have in place right now. But given the fact that humidity does dial up ever so gradually with those temperatures entering into the day tomorrow, we could see that heat index also climbing up into the triple digits, enough that we have the heat advisory in place today, and we could have additional heat advisories in place tomorrow. So there it is. We are expecting 100 degrees in the D.C. metro tomorrow afternoon. DMV first warn days continue through Wednesday, but as those storms arrive, the temperatures drop as we are a little unsettled but much cooler by the start of the weekend. Highs in the lower to middle 80s Saturday and Sunday.